What's up, coach? Inside of this video, we'll be looking at discussing how you can start to scale things. Now, if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you've probably been running your Instagram follower ad for a little while now. You've been posting content, you've probably gotten some traction with things, and you're looking at starting to scale things further. I find that actually, you know what, I was gonna say I find at around month 3 of your journey is when you start to look at scaling, but honestly, everyone's timeline is a little bit different, especially if you're already an established coach watching this video, or if you're a beginner, that your timeline may be a little bit longer. But let's say you are at the point where you're wanting to now scale. First thing to understand is, from what we've seen inside of the program, is simply deleting your ad and then reboosting it with more spend behind it can often blow the cost per follow out. So how do we then increase the spend, and how can we start to, speed things up more? Because literally, if all of your KPIs are within check, you're profitable, minimum 3, minimum 4 ROAS, your cost per follow is good, everything in your KPI tracker is looking great, well, happy days. That means now if you want to basically make more money, then all we need to look at doing is turning the dial up. Like, it's literally as simple as that. Like, when you're scaling with paid ads, you have the money machine, and it's like a volume dial. You want more, you want it to be louder, turn it up. It's like a garden hose that's just spitting out. Open the tap, more flow comes through. How do we get more flow? Well, we need to get more attention. How do we get more attention? Well, all we do is spend more money on our paid ads. It's literally as simple as that. So how can we start to get more people coming through the pipeline? Well, we've got probably 1, maybe 2 Instagram ads running at the moment. I'd say you probably have 1. Now, like I said, what we've seen is that simply deleting the ad and just spending more money on that ad, it tends to destroy the, performance, we could say, of that ad. So literally, scaling is actually really fucking simple with this system. All you need to look at doing is creating more of these, right? Just create, not meant to be drawing, is literally just create more ads, right? Let's paste in another one. So there's our second one. Let's get another one in here. We've got 3. And we can just keep doing this, right? We can just literally keep creating these, right? We might say we've got this one here. The OCD is killing me right now. Let's get that lined up. So now we've got follower ad number 1, follower ad number 2, follower ad number 3, follower ad number 4. So if you think about it from a budgeting standpoint, let's get out the little pencil in this case. You might have $15 here. And then with that $15, now all we're looking at doing is essentially multiplying that. I might use the text here, as it's going to be just a little bit easier. Let's go here, $15. Let's make that size a bit bigger so you can actually fucking see it. Okie dokie. There we go. Now we're cooking with some gas, right? So 15, now you're at 30, right? Now we're scaling. Now you launch another one. Now you're at 45? You launch another one. Now you're at 60, right? This is how we can start to scale things further just on the front end. So scaling is really fucking simple. Here's some math for you as well. Let's say that, let's get some text over on this side over here. Let's say you're spending $15 per day, and that $15 per day is bringing in, 15 times 7. Where's my X? 15 by 7. I'm pretty sure, let's do the maths on that. No, not emojis. We want the calculator. Let's just get the math right. 15 by 7 is $105 a week. So this is how much you're spending. Now let's say that $105 a week brings in, for example, 100 followers. That 100 followers turns into 30 convos. That 30 convos turns into 3 calls, which turns into 1 to 2 sales. Okay, cool. So, and that's just with running 1 follower ad. Now, let's say we want to take this a layer further. We're like, okay, cool, this is good. I'm making kind of 1 to 2 sales a week. I want to get more sales. Well, you can either try and, ring your audience for more call to actions, more stories, more things like that, which you should be doing as well if you do want to scale. The thing is, we can get very hyper-focused on chasing the next lead, but also we got to remember that you're building this pool, right? Think about the sales funnel here, and this is why we're on this little, diagram again. is that you've been building this. This one ad has been building this pool of people. If you don't fish the fish from this pool, they will eventually, go bad, right? We want to get them and actually turn them into clients. But a lot of coaches will forget that they're building their audience and they just focus on ads and getting new leads. It's like, don't forget that you also have this audience here. So don't forget to post call to actions and follow up with old leads and stuff like that. Let's say you've got that on lock. Now it's like, okay, cool. I definitely want to scale things further. Well, here's where the math can just start to basically math, right? Let's get rid of this pencil again. Let's go copy. Let's go paste. Now let's do the math on this. Let's just simply double things. Let's say you're spending $30 a day. Well, that's now $210 a week. That's now 200 followers, which turns into 60 convos, 6 calls, and now you're looking at 2 to 4 sales. This is literally scaling 101 in the simplest form. You want to do the math on that again? Cool. Now let's go to $45 and say that it doubles again, right? Provided that your KPIs stay in check. Now, what? $45 is 300 followers, 90 convos, 9 calls, and anywhere from 4 to 6 sales. Wow, okay, now we're starting to scale. And if you think about it, that's all we're focusing on there is just launching more follower ads on the front end. So it's just focusing on tofu, which is just increasing that lead flow. We haven't even spoken about your retargeting ads just yet. This is stage 2 of your retargeting. And I say stage 2, it doesn't even have to be stage 2. This could literally be what you deploy at the same time as this. Your retargeting ads, however, though, let's just get another one of these in here. The only conditions around retargeting, you need at least 2,000 to 3,000 of ideal followers who are following you, right? Let's fix this text box up so we can actually, whoa, don't do that. Let's go like this here, retargeting, spell this right. So just know that with retargeting, you need at least 2,000 to 3,000 of ideal followers who are following you to be able to launch that, to make it worthwhile. So when we actually launch this retargeting, essentially, why am I not drawing? Come on. When we launch, oh man, that pencil is going in the wrong spot today, boy. All right, retargeting ads, right? To launch this, we need that 2,000 to 3,000. So you might not have a big enough audience just yet to retarget. And if that's the case, sweet, no problems. Let's just focus on scaling the top of funnel, which is getting more followers into the ecosystem. Then once you reach that 2,000 to 3,000 people who are following you, ideal ones. So a good example of this is you might, and another example I should say is you might have 5,000 followers when you joined our program, but they were all sort of random people and we don't know for sure if they're ideal or not. Then at least let your account grow by another 1,000 and then we set the retargeting up from there. But these are the 2 ways where you can actually look at scaling things. So top of funnel is we just keep creating more of these follower ads. And then middle of funnel, now what we look at doing is essentially, let's get my marker out, is we launch our retargeting ads here. Scaling top of funnel is more follower ads. But we can actually continue to scale Mofu even further, which is our middle of funnel. So we can also create, I would say once your audience is definitely at this level, is we can then launch essentially what you would call more retargeting ads, but instead of it being an inbound DM ad, so the retargeting ads is more of like a, hey, come and follow me, come and check out my account. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. The retargeting ad structure is an inbound message structure. So we're setting it up where now we're flashing the neon sign. Hey, come buy my thing, come buy my thing. And what we're looking at doing is just getting somebody to click the link on our ad and send us a message so they can turn into a conversation, which turns into then a call and obviously a new client from that point there. That's one of the retargeting ads. The second retargeting ad that we can then run is basically retarget to our VSL. So this one here is we'd run a very cheap budget. Again, it's retargeting, but instead of it being the, hey, come and sign up to my program, it's the retargeting is actually driving people to our VSL. So it's like, hey, go watch our VSL video to learn more about our content. So we're putting our content and paying for our content to be seen. So we're putting our VSL in front of our audience again and again and again. So now they're getting nurtured even further. So it's ultimately creating this like ecosystem here. So hopefully that's making sense. And let's recap this because it's relatively straightforward. We can scale top of funnel simply by creating more of these Instagram follower ads. I would not recommend taking your ad down if it's doing well to just change the budget. Instead, study that ad, study the script, look at creating a new minor tweaked variation of it, and then run that with the increased amount of spend you were looking at spending. You don't have to always just double spend, double. You might, have one at $15 a day as your current budget, and then you might want to take it to $25. So it just means the new ad needs to be at $10. But again, you scale the budget in a lateral fashion with these follower ads on the front end, which is going to increase the flow of people coming through. The second way that we can then look at scaling is we launch retargeting ads to our Instagram followers with an inbound message ad. The inbound message ad is like, hey, if you want to learn about my program, click this link and let's chat, right? It is selling the program. We've got trainings that will show you how to set all this up as well, just FYI. And then the third sort of retargeting ad, or the second retargeting ad inside of section 2, which is MoFu, is putting the VSL back in front of your audience again and again and again so they can be nurtured from there. Now, there will be one question that will come to your mind that's like, okay, cool. Well, if I scale this top of funnel, and if the maths here, which it will, if I keep spending more, it means I'm getting more followers a day and a week, which means more conversations and more calls. Now, there will come a point in time where there are only so many conversations you can handle in a day because you have to wear so many other hats in your business. So if that is the case, well, this is where you can then look at hiring. This is terrible writing here, but you can look at hiring an appointment setter. And this is someone that can come into your business and actually help you with the conversations. In a different training, I will show you how you can hire an appointment setter. And if you need some assistance with this, feel free to reach out inside of the community and we can help you. Because yes, if you do just continue to scale the spend here, let's say you're spending $150 a day, think about how many followers are coming in at that point, how many conversations. It's how you can scale fast, but you need someone in there to be able to help. So someone can help on the front end, and then you can have your retargeting ads helping in the middle, which is going to draw people to you as well to save you having to do so much warm outreach. But coach, that is how we look at scaling things further. More follower ads on the front, retargeting ads in the middle. We get that going, and that's how you start to just turn that dial up and make more and more money. Any questions on this, reach out inside of the community, and I'll see you inside of the next training.